totally see myself
You're
enjoying that at 30 FPS if it meant that you could enjoy the ray tracing features at their maximum. And it seems like that might be possible.
I think it is, and especially if you can. It's no coincidence, I think, that NVIDIA has brought out deep learning super sampling to kind of reconstruct images from lower resolution. With 1440p, Ultra being at 60 FPS here, it's pretty easy to see how this could be upsampled and reconstructed to a 4K image and still run at 60 FPS if we were to use something like DLSS.
Es gibt
Obviously,
einen
that
Manga,
image
der
is not a
heißt
real 4K image
Chainsaw
in the end.
Man.
It'll look different. It'll look better than a native 1440p upscale, but that's something to consider here. That in the future, I imagine that reconstruction on top of ray tracing is going to make games look that much better and make those resolution sacrifices that are necessary maybe not as important.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, that was, I feel like,
Geht
the
um
whole
einen Mann, der
concept of having
mit
something like DLSS
einem Messer Leute
on this
tötet.
GPU is to support the ray tracing feature,
Yeah.
since you can
Die
continuously
erste
improve
Seite
the image
sagt,
quality while natively rendering at a lower resolution. So in this case, yeah, you could get, near
Moment, das muss ich mal
4K
kurz
-ish
muten und das auch.
image quality versus just native 1440p
Baum zu fällen
at 60 FPS.
gibt 30,
That
gibt
is
60
remarkable because,
Bucks. Also
when we
60.
talk about this ray tracing,
Sagen wir mal
there's a lot
Dollar.
of negativity online still, and I understand it.
Die Niere, die er verkauft hat, das hat 1,2 Millionen gegeben. Sein rechtes Auge waren $300. Und er hat einer seiner Eier verkauft. Das hat auch $100 gegeben.
Major changes happening every,
Man muss immer noch 38 Millionen für irgendwelche Schulen zusammenbringen, okay?
I always think like the GeForce 3 is an example of this, where that introduced programmable shaders to the world GPUs. And yeah, the first line, the GeForce 3 cards, they were pretty good for the time.
Oh, und es gibt anscheinend auch irgendwelche Monster.
Would
Okay.
sacrifice performance if you were going to use these features. And by the time games really started to push it, the GeForce 4 came along, and this is technology for the early adopter, I feel. And for us, it's very exciting to see what they're doing with it. And this is how developers will gain experience and learn how to use it. And, as a side effect, it seems like it's actually far more usable than people had predicted, at least based on what we're seeing in Battlefield.
Yeah, it's also been a very short span of time between game launch, just a few weeks, and we're seeing
Yeah,
50% or better based upon the screen and what you're looking at, performance increase.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
pretty nuts. But of course, I say that. At the same time, there is some hefty CPU requirements for running DXR at the moment. I was running the game on a Ryzen 1700X at stock settings with this 3200 megahertz RAM, and I just could not get a locked 60 FPS. In scenes
Right.
where I could see the GPU utilization was below 90%, below 99% or whatever, I would be below 60 FPS. And it's just, I'm being CPU limited on a Ryzen, 8 cores, 16 threads. You're going to need something more powerful. And the funny thing that I also found out is I tested the RTX 2080 Ti under similar conditions, multiplayer on a Core i5 8400, which has 6 cores, but they're Intel cores, and it just ran around what felt like better subjectively. And then I did an objective test with side by side, and it runs 10% faster.
But this is important data to get, I think, because combining a card like this with the Ryzen isn't necessarily something you think of doing, I think, but
No.
it's interesting, and the results are good, and potentially this is the kind of stuff that helps developers maybe kind of you see games like this running, you see where the bottlenecks are, and maybe this can help in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, because having to also pair up an extremely expensive GPU with an also extremely expensive motherboard and extremely expensive CPU means to play, RTX titles at 60 FPS would be an extremely expensive proposition. So, I don't know. I hope Ryzen can run better in the future. As is right now, both CPUs that I tested on could not get a locked 60 FPS due to being limiting factors. But so that's how it is. But yeah, that's kind of the way the update is right now. Massive increases at higher resolutions, especially 50 up to above 100%, depending on what you're looking at, and just an incredible showing overall. I didn't think RTX would be here at this point in time, and here we are. So it looks better for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. It's exciting for me as well, and hopefully I get my hands on one of these cards at some point. Put it through some paces, because I'm just looking at all the media you're sending me. That's awesome.
Let's hope that when Resident Evil 2 comes out, that you'll have one. But that's enough for now. If you please did like this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, if you're already a subscriber, hit that little bell button in the corner to be informed as soon as Digital Foundry posts a video. If you want to talk about John or I about ray tracing, follow us on Twitter. And other than that, this is John and Alex.
Alex, you have to say it one more time just for this video. Wolfenstein, come on.
Wolfenstein.
Yes!
Okay, komische Manga, aber ja.
Komisch? Komisch.
Ja. Ja, wollen wir mal speichern. Das wird mir weiter angucken.
Speichern, der ist komisch.
And here they are, the majestic dogs of West Virginia. Sleep well, old friends. Oh fuck, they've come back for me!
It's November, and you know what that means? It's Christmas, apparently, and you know what that means? We're gonna review a Fallout game.
Fallout. A series of games so appealing, most people don't need to look at the series as a whole to appreciate a single game. In fact, Fallout 3 is so approachable, so inherently enjoyable. It speaks to that part of us deep down that longs for the bombs to finally drop and finish us all off.
Oh, yeah. When will this luxury end?
When people do decide to finally try the old games, which are about as friendly as a man with no eyes, they immediately do this. It's a game franchise so infamous, all you have to do is mention when it's coming out and everyone takes to the internet to complain about it even though it isn't fucking out yet. But what is it that makes this game franchise so popular? And why does everybody love it so much, or used to love it until Fallout 4 came out and took a quest line from the previous game and stretched it over a 40-hour storyline? That's right, I'm onto you, Bethesda!
Hey look, I don't want to deal with that.
No, that's a magic marker. What's wrong with you? Who remembers Pickle Rick? What about when I made this? Big reveal, I'm a pickle. Fuck me, what was I thinking? As a character and a plot device, Pickle Rick wasn't inherently a bad idea. Everyone hates him now, yes, but I think it's mainly because he was teased early on with a catchphrase everyone very quickly got sick of. My problem with his early reveal is that it partially ruined related episodes for many people as they just assumed Pickle Rick was simply a short joke on a larger plot. As a marketing tool, it was admittedly brilliant, but incredibly flawed. It got us talking about the show at the cost of making us hate pickles. Who would have thought pickles could burn? Or we can talk to Bethesda, the literal Leonardo da Vinci of marketing. We're going to need to talk about that. See what I mean? Is it clear anymore? Do you need to make it any clearer? I mean, sure, they stole the whole fade out to destroyed city from old technology from Fallout 1 like they did with every
This was good.
but they knew the standard. It just seems like they're running out of stuff to
Gesundheit.
and that leaves us at Fallout 76. The marketing for this game is so sublime, it's almost unfair. I can feel the wallet being sucked out of my pocket as we speak. I honestly believe they chose to use this song in their final trailer and then built the rest of the game around it. Also, have you noticed that 100 different YouTubers have posted a video complaining about a game that wasn't out yet using the exact same thumbnail as each other, whilst also complaining that Fallout 76 isn't original? So learning from the Pickle Rick fiasco, fuck Pickle! I went into this game knowing absolutely nothing about it other than the fact that it's entirely online. Honestly, it seems like everyone else has a fucking degree in this game. A master's in PvP mechanics, a PhD in water boiler. I'm going to look at this game mainly from the perspective of someone who plays games on their own. This of course raises a lot of issues, and to this I say, no, to this I say, I haven't had much experience in multiplayer games. It's not my cup of tea.
And as Todd Howard himself has said,
You can play this game solo in Quest, but the easiest way is
You see, the more difficult a game, the more I generally like it, so I'm happy to review the loner experience. I could take some cheap shots and talk about the game not being on Steam or that the beta repeatedly uninstalls itself, but everyone's already done that to death, so I'm not going to. I'm going to talk about the positives. You see what you've done to me?
this thing really smells.
Let's start on the low. Fallout 4 looked mostly fucking terrible. Or did it? Mostly. In the 400 million hours I spent making animations like though, I found I could substantially improve things just by adding my own light source. Everything looked better under the right light. So what I found was Fallout 4's native lighting system was completely black, and this made the rest of the graphics in the game look really unpleasant and dated. Fallout Fallout 76 though looks incredible, and from what I can make out, all they really did was fix the lighting and everything followed suit. Fucking suit! I'd love to make a video montage of all the new graphics for the song. It's late, isn't it? You hear that? Oh, go on then. Bethesda, I can do it too. And this combined with what is one of the best ambient soundtracks I've heard in a Fallout game lends to some really fun and immersive experiences early on, especially when you're wandering around the forests. At times, I honestly felt like I was playing Skyrim.
You dare put my honor into question? How about you? What am I doing with my life?
I've said this before that a blown-up city will look pretty horrible regardless of the caliber of the graphics. So Bethesda decided, fuck it, plants survived the worldwide atomic blast. Sells what sells? Overall, it looks so much better than Fallout 4, even if it is kept canonically a bit absurd. And makes the random questing and exploring way more enjoyable, as there are some incredible sights to see. The biggest controversy surrounding this game is the lack of non-player characters, which is a huge problem because all the NPCs in Fallout 4 were so beloved, so cherished. Oh, how will we cope without good guy with no flaws number 9, preset farmer number 7, and his wife, generic human 2? To me, the lack of people to talk to simply says, we've removed the worst part of Fallout 4. Rejoice, for our savior has come! In Season 4 of The Walking Dead, please don't click off the video, there's no spoilers and I'll be brief, all the characters get separated and explore the waste. This was my favourite series because many of the characters never actually met him. They just stumbled across remnants of what happened before they got there, uncovering hints of ghastly events that would never fully be explained. Just like trying to work out if the inside of a pig is going to be all chocolate or not. Give me your secrets. All in all, it was like crack to me. You see, what Fallout 76 totally nails is the atmosphere. As discussed, the music and graphics, when they aren't fucking up, are some of the best I've seen. This combined with a lack of NPCs makes the waste feel as empty as kids. The approach to PvP in this game takes this incredible, lonely atmosphere, rips it to pieces, and uses it as a trail of breadcrumbs along the Freedom Trail that takes you directly to the railroad.
Keine Mits.
What? Look, you did, you fucking psychos! There's a literal red carpet outside leading to this exact spot! As a single-player game, I honestly find this game quite absorbing. I feel free to explore the secrets of this enormous and varied map all on my own without the distraction of hordes of emotionless zombies and poorly written farmers. PvP could have been the icing on this delicious cake. With only 20-ish people on this enormous map at any one time, bumping into someone is very unlikely. The slim possibility could be used to add an air of tension and danger to the already free-form exploration. At any moment, another living human could be right behind, twisted and scarred from his experiences in the wastes. And yet, first, attention builds, fearful and panicked, you turn and are given a thumbs up and they leave. Obviously, it's intentional. This game is designed so that other players are basically harmless unless you have a camp somewhere placed on resources day one. Fights only start when fire is returned by another player because Bethesda are not looking to make this a game where people are immediate threats. However, I find this whole decision a little jarring. The next point I'm going to make once and then we're going to move on. In the first Fallout, one of the first groups you meet is a group of raiders, and once you talk to the leader, he gives you two choices. One, you must immediately kill 2 innocent women, or 2, you will be murdered. It's basically the first location, and you can't leave this room without someone dying, yourself included. The idea here is that the Wasteland hasn't changed people as such, it's just a framing device that allows the writers to force the survival aspect of human nature into the spotlight. And nature we know is hidden away, but always lurking in the shadows of our psyche. Pure survival at the cost of anything, with no laws. Murdering people at first sight is the best way to survive. Fallout lets us explore a side of humanity we rarely get to see, all through the binoculars of dialogue.
Oh, it's my trusty binoculars of dialogue. I thought I'd lost you.
There are still glimpses of this in Fallout 76, but it's definitely few and far between compared to previous ventures. In this game, you don't feel like Crackman. Oh, Wait a minute, that wasn't H-Bomber guy talking. Is that you, fellow YouTuber Gus Johnson? Oh, he's come back again.
But if you knew that this was not going to be a Fallout game, then why would you review it? Well, it's probably the same reason that all these other guys turned on their mics and vomited words for 35 minutes on technical aspects of a game not yet out and under fully informed stress testing.
Sting! Fuck! Ow!
So if this isn't a Fallout game as such, then what is it?
Okay, I'm back. Now, atmosphere alone a good game does not make. Venus has tons of atmosphere, but it's far from the best holiday destination.
It's fine if you don't breathe.
A game is only as good as the content you find when you're playing through it. I found the pepper! And overall, I would describe Fallout 76's content as wildly inconsistent. I tried approaching this game numerous different ways over the course of the beta. The first I tried was seeing where I had to go for the main quest, turning exactly 180 degrees and exploring that direction. Many Fallout fans will probably approach Fallout 76 like this too, and I personally found it was a mixed bag.
Chicken.
The first 3 hours or so of doing this was great due to the unique isolated atmosphere, the background storytelling, like the logs and the bodies you find, and the abundance of new enemies to see. It all gelled brilliantly. I then explored at length 4 major locations. These all stood out on the map as important places to see. The prison, for example, was overrun with super mutants. What could they be guarding? What happened here? What secrets are inside? Nothing. There was nothing here. The prisoners were all wearing intriguing-looking slave collars that had almost no explanation. You just put them on. That's their use. I hear slave collars are all the rage this year, Dorothy. Oh, I hope it doesn't blow my fucking head off. It was the same with Point Pleasant. The game doesn't seem to have many secrets worth finding in these locations. They seem to be only worth visiting when you already have quests relevant. Vault-Tec University stands out for having a brilliantly written experiment being performed on the dwellers that you uncover on a terminal. You see, the lack of NPCs is not a problem. Some of the best moments in New Vegas were exploring empty buildings and vaults, slowly uncovering all the awful things that happened before you got there. But in Fallout 76, the entire experiment was on this one terminal, so the subtlety and tension you would expect from uncovering a mystery piece by piece was totally absent.
Who could have done this? Oh, it was Butler.
This new, much less complex style of storytelling has helped lead to... This game got people up in arms.
I'm thinking these jokes out, I swear.
The anger, I believe, mostly stems from the fact that people knew Bethesda used resources on making Fallout 76 an online game that could have instead been spent on its writing and world building. But hold your horses there, Charlie. I once reviewed Elite Dangerous, which is the video game equivalent of building a particle accelerator out of a pile of shoes. But where does the neutron go? You see, Elite Dangerous is a great game with average reviews. It's more complicated than piloting the Hubble Space Telescope, but that's because it's made for a certain niche of people who are totally fucking insane.
One of these must open the fucking doors!
The exploration side of Fallout 76 may be a very stripped-down experience.
Yes, take it off.
But I think the game is very well suited for people who want to explore a Fallout-themed universe online with friends or family. It's extremely easy to pick up and play, and the light touches of narrative mean people can build bases, sightsee, level up, and craft new weapons without the story bashing them in the face and getting in the way.
So that sounds like your cup of tea, here you go. If not,
But times 2. What is mostly disappointing is adding more high-quality storytelling in the background would have still been possible while keeping the casual experience for others. But both of those things together just aren't here. And $60 for me seems outrageously high for this kind of experience. Saying that, if you do want to play this as an online game, it's only a one-off payment. I mean, have you seen how much World of Warcraft costs?
I was going to pay off the family home, but then I thought to myself, you can't put a price on happiness now they live on the street.
Stripping back Fallout's exploratory side in this way was always going to be a risk. But Bethesda only did this to one of the biggest gaming franchises on the planet. This is like Marvel putting out a rom-com. Fuck. Like Hershey's putting out dog food. Like my cat putting out his own album.
Sid, that was beautiful.
Why fucking risk it? You got balls, Bethesda, but I haven't a fucking clue what you're thinking. There's nothing inside this one. It's almost as if Bethesda are selling out the franchise.
I mean, it's just like taking quotes from a brand and sticking them on a t-shirt. Oh, fuck.